Hey guys, it's Brianna. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is about a subject that I have been interested in for a while, that is just kind of like a hot topic too, like right now in the world, and that is waste and ways to reduce waste. If you haven't heard, which I'm sure you have, waste and just like, as in like, you know, excess garbage and like whatever, like in products and material and all that kind of way. Waste is just a really big problem in the world right now. It's something as an environmentalist and someone that I just care about the earth a lot and be a big part of that change in the way we see the earth and how we can treat it and what we can do to make a big difference in how it enhances and changes in the next few years. I want to be on the positive end of that, and I feel like lately waste has been something that I've been hearing a lot about but haven't been really doing in my life as much as I feel like I preach to other people or just like understand it as a concept. But I want to be doing more about it. So I put together 3 different tips that I kind of found that are easy, kind of simple ideas to follow, that if you think of these when you're out and about and doing stuff can kind of help you reduce your waste in just like little areas of your life all over. These are 3 really easy things that you can just kind of learn and implement in your kind of daily lifestyle. Nothing you have to buy. It's not really like a product or anything. This is just more like mental lifestyle choices you can make so that you're reducing waste in your everyday life. I just really want to come up with a few things that I could work on myself personally because it's something I really struggle with that I want to get better at. But things that anyone can do that don't cost any money, that are just like you making better choices every day to just help in the way we can and reduce the waste that we are giving in the world. I'm still debating back and forth if I'm gonna put like pictures in here or whatever, but like if you haven't seen, and some people are just unaware of this, which is why I might literally do this, but people don't really understand where like their garbage goes to. Like you throw away trash, it's just trash to you, you don't really think about it, but think of how much trash you really like produce, and then someone comes and picks it up, and that happens on every house, you know, of every block of like the whole world, and then all that just gets like thrown into like nowhere into like a landfill, into literal dumps, into like, and that's just sitting there in the world still, like that's just chilling, that's just being there. And then a lot of that sadly ends up in like the ocean, which is disgusting. If you haven't seen that, that is like the saddest thing ever. There are just piles of garbage floating in the ocean that are as big as islands, just like polluting the beautiful ocean and planet and everything here, and we're just slowly ruining, and it's gross. But that's all like the negative side of things, and I try not to focus on that. But it is the reality of what's happening, and if you do want to change that, and if you want to try to be a part of the movement to making that not continue and get worse and instead hopefully get better, here are 3 tips that you can kind of follow and will help you start continuing in like that right direction of no waste and waste-free and conserving and all that jazz. Alright, so number 1 is to watch your paper and just like watch your paper usage. There are so many ways that paper gets wasted that we don't even think about. That's the thing, just becoming more consciously aware of it will help you make better decisions. So this one thing was a big thing for me was receipts. I used to just always get receipts. I always like ask for receipts. It's almost like a comfort weird thing that I felt like I just always needed to like have proof that I bought whatever. And sometimes you do, like, I mean, if you want to return something and you know that's your intention or might be a possibility or whatever, then obviously that's a situation that maybe you would need a receipt. But other than that, like if you know you're gonna buy something, you're buying something for lunch, if you're just like grabbing something at the store and you get asked if you want a receipt, just say no thank you. Sometimes they don't even have to print it. Right then you're just saving paper right there. Like little things like that. There's some places that are now making like an e-option, you know, on your little pin pad. You can be like, well, physical or e-receipt. Like get e-receipts. That right there just saves paper. It's amazing. Going on with that, there's a lot of other like e-ways you can do things, like paying your bills online so they don't get like sent to you, so you're not sending in paper, you're not using paper checks, you're just doing everything online. All of that saves paper. This is one thing that while I was doing a little bit of research for this video I saw and I thought was a really good idea that I'm going to start using is like business cards and like even brochures that you like get given for information. I love supporting little businesses when I go to like street fairs and Saturday markets and things like that. I love when I find new artists or new like companies doing really cool things, and I love picking up their business cards, but eventually my purse just gets full of them and a lot of times I don't even do anything with them. A good idea that I saw as a tip was to, instead of even collecting business cards, just take pictures of them on our phone, you know, on your phone. We all have phones that take pictures. Instead just pick up, you know, their business cards and just snap, you know, a picture of them, take that with you. You can even let them know, like, hey, you know, I'm just gonna take a picture of this real quick so you can give it to someone else. Most people would appreciate that because they have to pay for those too, whatever. So if you're not even gonna take them, they can give that to someone else who wants it, or hopefully someone else can take a picture of it. And same thing with brochures and stuff like that, stuff with information that you can just take the information for yourself but leave that physical copy so you're not wasting paper that can be used for something else. Someone else can just look at it. Just these little things that can help. A couple other examples are like ebooks are a good thing online, or even like borrowing books instead of buying new books. Borrow books from your friends or from the library. Also things like napkins and paper towels, trying just to not use like one-use paper items that's not needed, like towels. There's reusable towels that we can clean, you know, like towels, like real towels. Use those instead of paper towels. Try not to get napkins when you go out to takeout. I feel like people just like grab napkin. I still do that. I'm trying to stop as like just a habit, but that stuff, that's all waste. You don't need that. You can go home and use a real towel and you won't need those napkins. There's another one too that I saw as a tip that I thought was a good idea, and I'm not really sure how to do this, but I'm sure there is a way. Going through the effort of trying to unsubscribe from junk mail and stuff that you get sent in the mail that you don't want. That's so much unnecessary paper. If you don't want things that are sent to you, look into if there's a way to stop them from being sent to you. That's helpful for you, that's helpful for the earth, it's helpful for everyone. My second tip is to buy secondhand, or to borrow, or to rent when you can or when you need things. Clothes is a really big one for this, and a really big one for me that I've become kind of passionate about the last few years. I love buying secondhand clothes. There are places like Goodwill, you know, in Value Village, and like secondhand stores that people donate stuff to that you can get really awesome things, really reasonable price things if you look for it. But even so, there are more and more places coming out these days that are marketed towards recyclable fashion and reusing clothes instead of just buying new fashion. Places like Buffalo Exchange, I know they have a few locations all over. Also, apps are coming out like Depop, and there's one called like ThredUp or something like that, I can't remember. Or even like things like Craigslist and other sites. There are a lot of places that you can find secondhand clothing, and that's such a easy way to reduce your waste and also not be supporting an industry like the fashion industry that honestly has a lot of corruption going on and a lot of money waste and a lot of unnecessary things that we don't need to be a part of, when there is plenty and plenty of clothes out there that are super cute that people have just given up, or that you can even redesign and make yourself and make things cool and fun. And that goes past clothes too. That goes with like things like furniture. You can buy secondhand. Craigslist and Value Village and donation places are great for that kind of stuff. You can find great furniture for really good prices. Even movies and books and anything that you could really want, you could probably try to find a place where you can find it used first or slightly used. There's lots of people selling things that they have barely used that you can try to find instead of a brand new version of something. It's usually cheaper. You're helping someone else out instead of just like a company. You're giving someone money instead of like, you know, just a business, and you're reducing waste. It's all just like really, really good things. And that goes for borrowing and renting things too. If you need something that you just need for like a short-term period, or something for just like one-time use, like a job, like I keep thinking like a lawnmower or something like that, or like a vacuum. Like I borrowed my parents' vacuum when I was like vacuuming my place because I didn't have one, and I didn't want to go buy a whole vacuum because I don't really need it right now. But you can borrow things from people. That's why, you know, we have friends and like community and our neighbors, to maybe asking your friends for things instead of, yeah, going out and purchasing whole new things that's just gonna sit in your closet afterwards, you know. And that reduces your waste of things, that reduces clutter in your house. Just getting more creative where you can get the things you need instead of buying new things that are just gonna create more waste. And number 3 is in the realm of food and food packaging. There is so much waste when it comes to food and food packaging in general. And if you just like think about it when you're in these areas, like when you're out shopping or when you're out to eat, whenever you come to a meal, if you just start thinking a little bit more about the waste that you're doing, you can make such a big difference. And that can start at the store. So when you're at the store looking at items that just use less packaging and less waste, using glass instead of plastic, things that just don't have a lot of wrapping around them, if you can find things, you know, that doesn't have a lot of plastic, doesn't have a lot of layers, buying in bulk is such a great way to do that, to reduce waste completely. They make, you know, reusable plastic bags that you can put produce and stuff in, but if you don't even have those, sometimes you don't even need produce bags sometimes. That's what I've kind of started to do. Until we get some reusable produce bags, I just put the produce in my cart and then I make sure, you know, to wash it when I get home. It's just thinking about the things we don't need. You know, people just grab stuff because it's normal and what they're used to, but just kind of think through things and reduce what you can. And then yeah, I'm staying away from plastic, buying things in glass and recycling when you're done with them, or even before you recycle, reusing items. Like if something comes in a glass jar, say like salsa or something, you buy salsa in a glass jar, you can clean that jar out, reuse it for like food storage. I use mason jars for food storage all the time, so that's a good alternative to a mason jar. You can put your lunch in there, and all these things. And you can do it with any kind of like packaging that food comes in, reuse it for a while before you recycle it. You know, give it some more life than just the one it was used for. Cooking at home in general reduces waste. Cooking your own meals, you're in control of all the items and all the trash that you're producing. You're not wasting on to-go boxes, and reducing just takeout in general will reduce your waste. But if you are gonna do takeout and things like that, just staying away from like getting napkins and reusable like forks and knives. You can just like go home and use your own forks and knives. Just like little things like that to try to just waste as little as possible. Another thing is that eating vegan or plant-based as much as you can obviously does a lot of positive things for the environment. So incorporating that as much as you can into your diet is awesome as well. Anyway, yeah, I think that's all my tips for this video. I hope some of these were helpful for you. I know when coming into no waste, it's kind of like a daunting thing, especially when you try to look stuff up. People are just like 0 waste, like 100%, like right away. And that is hard to do. And there are a lot of things that people suggest to slowly transition and buying items to replace your items that you can reuse. And that is true. Things I want to look into further, but these are a few things that I just wanted to suggest that you can start off for free, totally start from exactly where you're at. Just a new approach to a few things that can help you waste less and help in the waste movement to help improve the earth and the quality of life that we have going on here. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Also make sure to turn on those little bell notifications because that's how YouTube works now. Leave me a comment below if you have any questions or anything to add or any other tips that you would love to share with us. And if you would like to follow me on any of my other social media, they'll all be linked below. Other than that, I will see you guys next week and I love you so much.